Good evening from Tokyo. This is Takayoshi Wanami speaking at the study of my home in Setagaya, Tokyo, Japan. It was a mostly fine day today, and we are now the 30th of May 2020. The month of May is going to be over soon, and the rainy season, which is called Tsuyu in Japanese, will start shortly. The southern island of Kyushu, the part of Kyushu, the meteorologic office has declared the rainy season started today. So we will have a rather uncomfortable, humid weather in June. And in recent years, there are many flooding or very really strong rain and some disastrous situation in the different part of Japan, mostly in the west part of Japan in this rainy season. July, a hot summer will come. I personally don't understand why the Olympic game should be organized in July and August in Tokyo. This is the most uncomfortable season for the athletes, I think. The Olympic was postponed to the next year, but the organizing body are trying to do the Olympic Games at the same time exactly as this year, starting on the 23rd of July. But it's really hot and uncomfortable in Tokyo. Slightly better than June for me personally, because I like hot weather. Anyway, I don't make any athletics or something, but I really enjoy hot weather. And of course, the middle of summer, it's usually from the middle of July to the end of August. The weather is generally good and very hot, almost too hot, particularly in the night time. It's uncomfortable, but still I enjoy the hot weather. And but June is a different thing. It's more rain, very humid. The humidity is an obstacle for the instrument, for the violin. The humid weather is very bad for the instrument. So we have to be careful with the instrument. Every day when I begin to play the violin, I ask the instrument how is it, how it is, and the very old stuff, more than 300 years old. So I hope it will be all right this summer. Of course, in the house it is air conditioned, so when it is very humid or very hot, I'll turn on the air condition. So it's not as bad as very difficult when I'm practicing, my body is full of acid, and the instrument becomes wet. Also, I feel very tired. Um, the air condition came to my house for the first time when I was 16, I think. And before, I used to open the window when I practice in summer, but our neighbor didn't like to hear, and we had some trouble. And since that time, we had to close the windows. So when I was 16, my parents decided to put the air condition. It was still a very big machine with a lot of noise and not so cold, not so cool. But it was more than 50 years ago. So now everything is much better, and our life is becoming much easier and these days, I think. Anyway, my next concert in Shizuoka, due to take place on the 13th of June, is now postponed. It was announced yesterday, and I received a phone call little after noon, but I was out, and my mobile phone was out of battery. And of course, it was a big shock from my agent. And of course, it was a big shock for me. The concert was, the date was changed to 26th of July. As I told you, it's a very hot midsummer. And I will play the Brahms concerto, which is a very tough work. So, not a very comfortable piece for hot summer, but we will do it. And music concert in Yatsugatake, which we are doing every year in the mountainside. This concert will take place this year on the 31st of July. So those two concerts will be one after another for me. So now I have a very empty June, no concerts and very few lessons, and quite heavy July with two big concerts and some other works as well. So the life is like this, and freelance artist. It depends on the schedule, and when we are asked to give concerts or give lessons, we do it. So sometimes it's very busy, and sometimes really nothing. And even so, I had work. I had a teaching position at Toho School of Music until last March, until 2 months ago. So I had some regular, good rhythm in my life, and also quite a few young people visiting me every week, which was a very good stimulation for me. But now these things has been finished in March, and the corona problem started. So my life has been completely changed. Of course, I have to turn it to a good direction. That means I have to practice more to have good technique, good musicality, and so on. But sometimes I feel quite lazy, and I ask myself, why do you have to practice? Why do you need to work hard? Why don't you take a rest? That is my voice, inner voice. But I answer, I'm doing this because I know the pleasure of giving concerts for other people. And when we finish the concert, when we complete one piece, I hear the clap, applause from the audience. And when I was happy with my playing, then that is the climax of my happy moment. So this happy moment comes very seldom. But for this, I'm trying to do my best to work every day with the violin to make things better. Of course, I like the violin sound, but sometimes I feel it very noisy. When I feel tired, I rather prefer not to stay with the violin, but to go away from the instrument and just reading books, listening to music, or eating something nice and sleep well. But then after a few days, I feel like I need to have the violin now. And then I practice. And when I feel tired, I play piano. And my piano is just for pleasure, but sometimes I accompany my student. I improvise the accompaniment part, and that is also my happy moment. To work somehow to work with music is really a nice thing for me. So that's why I am trying to practice and keep my technique, because if one play the violin without good technique, that's really very uncomfortable to listen to, I think. But even if I practice very hard, I am no more very young and my technique is limited. But I believe the music can be developed forever. As far as I'm continue to live, my music develops. So this is my hope, and now I have no opportunity to play live for public because of the corona problem. I would like to play some music on YouTube, and my wife Mineko and we are going to record some Beethoven music tomorrow. About this time, by tomorrow evening Japan time, I think I'll be able to upload something. So I hope you will enjoy listening to our musical dialogue. So I'm going to terminate my talk for today. Thank you for being with me, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much for being with me. Goodbye and have a nice weekend.